Imagine stumbling across a skeleton so massive it towers over you, with bones as thick as tree trunks. In the late 1800s, newspapers buzzed with tales of giant human remains unearthed across America and beyond. Were these the bones of mythical giants from ancient legends? Or is there another explanation? Let's dive into the mystery of whether giants really walked the earth, separating fact from fiction in a story that spans history, science, and folklore. Giants in our imagination, from childhood fairy tales like Jack and the Beanstalk to ancient myths of towering gods and warriors, giants have captured human imagination for centuries. Cultures worldwide share stories of enormous beings, some heroic, others monstrous. The Bible mentions Goliath, a warrior over 9 feet tall. Norse mythology describes frost giants battling gods. Even Native American tribes tell of giant beings who shaped the land. But are these just stories, or could there be truth behind them? Reports of oversized skeletons and archaeological finds have fueled speculation for generations. Let's explore the evidence, the myths, and the science to uncover the truth. Giants across cultures. Giants have stomped their way through the legends of nearly every ancient culture, leaving behind a trail of awe, fear, and mystery. But why? What is it about enormous human-like beings that captivated the imaginations of our ancestors across continents and centuries? In Greek mythology, the Gigantes were colossal beings birthed from the earth herself, rising in rebellion against the gods of Olympus in an epic battle for dominance. Meanwhile, in Hindu texts, Rakshasas were towering, shape-shifting demons who brought chaos and terror to both mortals and deities. Even the Sumerians, one of the earliest civilizations, told stories of the Anunnaki, godlike beings who were sometimes described as towering entities with the power to shape humanity. Across the ocean, Native American tribes such as the Paiute passed down chilling stories of the Si-Te-Cah, giants with red hair and a taste for human flesh. These fearsome figures were said to dwell in caves and wage war on local tribes, only to be driven into extinction in fiery battles. What's eerie is how similar these stories are despite being born in vastly different cultures and continents. Giants are often described as ancient, powerful, and often dangerous. They are blamed for building impossible structures like Stonehenge, the pyramids of Egypt, or the massive stone heads of Easter Island, feats too grand, some believe, for regular humans to accomplish. So what's the truth behind these legends? Were giants real beings now lost to time? Or are they symbols of human fear? Our way of explaining the unexplainable and expressing our fascination with strength, dominance, and mystery. One thing's for sure, from myth to megalith, the shadow of giants still looms large in our imagination. Whether rooted in truth or born of myth, their presence remains one of history's most thrilling puzzles. The evidence. Were giants real? Imagine digging in your backyard and uncovering a 12-foot skeleton with flaming red hair. Sounds like a movie, right? But in the 19th and early 20th centuries, newspapers across America and Europe were filled with jaw-dropping headlines exactly like this. In 1891, a local paper in Wisconsin claimed a 9-foot-tall skeleton was discovered in a Native American burial mound. Just 20 years later, miners in Nevada said they found 12-foot skeletons with red hair, eerily similar to the Paiute tribe's legend of the Si-Te-Cah, giants who once roamed the area. Reports popped up from New York, Ohio, and even Ireland, describing skeletons ranging from 7 to 12 feet tall, often uncovered by chance during farming, construction, or mining. These bizarre discoveries thrilled readers and sparked imaginations, but not everyone was convinced. Scientists and archaeologists were skeptical. Why? Because many of these skeletons vanished before experts could examine them. Some were never photographed, cataloged, or even confirmed to exist. Others were later exposed as outright hoaxes. One of the most famous was the Cardiff Giant, a 10-foot-tall petrified man unearthed in New York in 1869, which turned out to be a carved stone statue created as an elaborate prank to fool the public. And it worked. Still, not all cases were easily dismissed. The Smithsonian Institution, a trusted scientific organization, once documented large skeletons found in ancient Native American mounds. However, over time, the bones reportedly went missing, were poorly stored, or simply vanished without explanation. This strange pattern, giant skeletons discovered, then disappearing, fueled conspiracy theories. Some suggest powerful institutions like the Smithsonian intentionally suppress the truth to maintain control over historical narratives. While there's no concrete evidence to support this, the mystery keeps gaining steam online. What does science say? Were giants real or just tall tales? What if the towering giants of legend weren't pure fantasy, but not exactly what we think either? Imagine a world where ancient bones, mysterious footprints, and massive tools spark questions that science still hasn't fully answered. Modern research offers a grounded view, but not without a few eyebrow-raising mysteries. Science tells us human height is shaped by genetics, nutrition, and environment. The tallest verified human, Robert Wadlow, reached an astonishing 8 feet 11 inches, not from magic or myth, but due to a pituitary disorder that caused gigantism, an overproduction of growth hormone. However, such conditions are extremely rare and often come with serious health problems, making it nearly impossible for whole communities of giants to exist. Still, history has a funny way of stirring our imagination. Over the years, archaeologists have uncovered unusually large bones, but closer analysis often reveals they belong to extinct megafauna, not humans. Massive femurs from mammoths, giant sloths, or mastodons were once mistaken for human remains. Add in poor excavation methods and a dose of sensational journalism, and suddenly the myth of giants grows. But not everything is so easily dismissed. In 1938, researchers in the Borjomi Gorge of Georgia found human-like bones that were unusually large, dated to 25,000 years ago. Though scientists concluded they came from a particularly robust population, the size sparked speculation. And what about the oversized tools and giant footprints found in places like Australia and Africa? These anomalies don't prove myths, but they do suggest that larger-than-average humans might have once roamed the Earth. The role of hoaxes and misinterpretations. Hoaxes have played a big role in the giant mystery. In the 19th century, showmen like P.T. Barnum capitalized on public curiosity by displaying fake giant skeletons or mummified remains. These spectacles drew crowds but damaged the credibility of genuine discoveries. Even today, viral images of massive skeletons circulate online, but most are digitally manipulated or staged. Misinterpretations also fuel the myth. Ancient megalithic structures, like the massive stones of Baalbek in Lebanon, are often attributed to giants because their construction seems impossible without modern technology. However, archaeologists explain these feats through advanced engineering, teamwork, and tools, not supernatural strength. Similarly, elongated skulls found in Peru and elsewhere were once thought to belong to giants or aliens, but cranial deformation, a cultural practice of shaping skulls, explains their unusual appearance. Could giants have existed? From a biological standpoint, giants face significant challenges. The square cube law explains why scaling up a human body to giant proportions is problematic. As a creature's size increases, its volume and weight grows much faster than its surface area or bone strength. A 12-foot human would need disproportionately thick bones and muscles to support their weight, making movement difficult. Modern elephants and whales avoid this problem with specialized adaptations, but humans lack such features. Fossil evidence of early humans, like Homo heidelbergensis or Neanderthals, shows some individuals were taller and more robust than modern humans, especially in colder climates, where larger bodies conserved heat. However, even these ancestors rarely exceeded 7 feet. A race of 10 or 12-foot giants would leave unmistakable evidence: massive settlements, tools, or widespread skeletal remains, which we haven't found. The cultural significance of giants. If giants didn't exist, why do their stories persist? Anthropologists suggest giants symbolize humanity's struggle with the unknown. In ancient times, natural disasters, massive animals, or rival tribes might have seemed like giant threats. Stories of defeating giants like David versus Goliath reflect humanity's triumph over overwhelming odds. Giants may also represent exaggerated memories of real people, tall warriors or leaders whose stature grew in legend. Oral traditions often amplify details over time. A 7-foot chieftain could become a 12-foot giant in retellings. Megalithic structures or large animal bones might have inspired tales of superhuman beings. In this way, giants bridge the gap between history and myth, blending real events with imagination, modern discoveries and ongoing mysteries. Today, advanced technology like DNA analysis and radiocarbon dating helps us study ancient remains more accurately. For example, a 7-foot-tall skeleton from a 5,000-year-old tomb in Romania was recently studied, revealing a man with a genetic condition causing tall stature, not a mythical giant. Such findings show that unusually tall individuals existed, but they were human, not a separate species. Still, mysteries remain. In 2004, a 7.5-foot skeleton was reportedly found in Saudi Arabia, though its authenticity is unverified. Remote regions like the mountains of Afghanistan or the jungles of South America continue to yield archaeological surprises. Could undiscovered remains of unusually large humans still lie hidden? It's possible, but extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The role of pop culture. Imagine scrolling through social media and seeing a viral post claiming a 15-foot-tall skeleton was just unearthed. Again, pop culture loves giants. From fantasy movies and novels to jaw-dropping documentaries, giants are cast as heroes, villains, and ancient mysteries. But behind the drama lies a blurry line between fact and fiction. TV shows stretch the truth, mixing speculation with science, while books and films keep the legend alive. It's captivating, yes, but how much of it is real and how much is just cleverly packaged hype? In conclusion, did giants really exist? The evidence suggests not, at least not as the towering, mythical beings of legend. While unusually tall humans have always existed, often due to rare medical conditions, there's no proof of a race of giants. Most reports of giant skeletons stem from hoaxes, misinterpretations, or lost evidence. Yet the persistence of giant stories across cultures hints at a deeper truth. Our fascination with the extraordinary reflects our desire to understand our past and push the boundaries of what's possible. The mystery of giants reminds us how history, science, and imagination intertwine. While we may never find a 12-foot skeleton, the stories of giants continue to inspire wonder and curiosity. Next time you hear a tale of a massive skeleton or a legendary giant, ask yourself, is it fact, fiction, or a little bit of both? The truth is out there, waiting to be uncovered. Happy you liked it. Please subscribe. Your support truly matters. Thank you.